Currently here at a pilot. Stopped here last night to get some fuel and to take a shower this morning. So I'm currently headed to New York City. I got about 550 miles left to go. I'm here in Fort Chiswell, Virginia. By the time I get there, it's gonna be dark already. It should be there around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., depending how traffic is. But man, I've been looking rough. I'm gonna go take a shower and cut my hair and clean up my face. Oh yeah, it's starting to get chilly, so I'm gonna look for a jacket too. Man, but let me go out like this. So I usually hang my three-way mirror on those deals that you put your clothes on, but this one doesn't have any. So I gotta get creative. I'm probably gonna put my three-way mirror right here and cut it right here. So that's how I got my three-way mirror set up. Then I got my clippers ready to go. I just got done showering, cut my hair. It ain't perfect. I have issues working on the hard line just because of the lighting sucks in the bathrooms, but it's better than what I lived before. Let's see if we're gonna find a jacket. I really like this one. I might end up going with this one. So I ended up going with this one. This one's pretty nice. I like this one because this is a small. I'm trying to build up the air tag. About to get on the road. But I ended up going with this one because this one's a small, the other one's the medium. And I already have another jacket like the other one, pretty similar at home, that fits me better. And the medium, jackets, they usually make them a little bit bigger than what they are. But this is a small, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's nice and cozy. 35 bucks for this little sweater. I ended up using my pilot points. But I'm about to get this show on the road, and I'll see y'all over there. Whatever you're currently doing is not going to come into fruition without time. Everything requires time to develop. Just because you plant a seed today doesn't mean tomorrow it will be ready to be harvested. Just because you became an owner-operator today doesn't mean you're an expert and know all the ins and outs of the industry. It takes time. You have to keep taking care of the seed and not give up on it. Becoming a successful owner-operator requires time in the industry. If you have not experienced the ups and downs of the market, you just haven't been long enough in it. Everyone can say that they are successful when the market is booming, but what about when it's crashing without no end? Will you be ready when the rates are horrible, or will you endure through the hardships and come out smiling on the other side? Time will tell. Time will reveal it all. Unfortunately, we want immediate results. We want success now. Why can't we enjoy the challenges that present themselves and figure out how to overcome them? Because it's painful? Isn't that how we learn valuable lessons? Through pain? Doesn't matter how many times my wife tells my kids that the straightener is hot, they are going to want to feel the need to touch it. It is not until they burn themselves that they have learned the valuable lesson to not touch the straightener when it's hot. So how do you learn to manage your finances? By looking at your empty bank account and not knowing how you're going to make it into next week. What is it that you're going to do when your back is against the wall? Give up or create a plan. Hang up the keys or figure it out. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but one thing that can't be taught is pain. If you haven't been through pain, you haven't been in the business long enough. The path to success is long. The path to success is bumpy. Are you prepared to weather the storm when it seems like the suffering will never end? So if we know that we can find success through time, what makes it so difficult to have patience? My dad is a farmer, right? I promise you, he's not waking up every day hoping and wishing that the crops are ready to be harvested. He can't control when it rains. He can't control the sunshine. He can't even control if it'll be a good harvest. But what can he control? How well he does to try to take care of it. Is that what the problem is? That we don't want to take care of things? That we don't want to take a hold of our actions? Do we not want that responsibility for our daily behaviors? You can't control the government. You can't control the market. You can't control the freight. You can't control breakdowns. So what can you control? You can control your daily actions. Your outcome is a lagging measure of your habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your strength is a lagging measure of your workouts. Your health is a lagging measure of your daily activities. The amount of money you make is a lagging measure of your skills. Your driving behaviors are a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter in the truck is a lagging measure of your cleaning habits. You get what you repeat. You get what you put in. There are two types of owner-operators. Time will always separate these two. There are those that have been working on improving themselves and learning about the business, and those who have not. Time will multiply whatever you feed it. Your good habits will make time your ally. Your bad habits will make time your enemy. Your habits will compound for you or against you. Habits are a double-edged sword. Bad habits can cut you down just as easily as good habits can build you up. You need to understand how habits work. It's on the details. So how can you avoid getting cut from the sword? So back to my analogy. You have two company truck drivers that decided to become owner-operators at the same time. 2 years later, one has given up while the other one is making plans to buy a second truck. So what exactly was the difference between them? Equipment type, location, running style, so many variables to try to guess, but one thing is for certain. How you do one thing is how you do all things. If you had bad habits as a company driver, that's going to carry over for when you finally decide to become an owner-operator. Similarly, good habits are only going to help you in having a prolonged and extended career in the trucking industry. Everything comes down to one thing. What are your daily habits like? Every input has an output, and every output is who you are. Progress takes time. Imagine waking up one morning that is really cold. You check the temperature and it says 25 degrees. You begin to drive before the sun starts to come up, and you get a little nervous because you know that the roads can potentially be icy. As the sun starts to reveal itself, you know that it's going to start to get warmer slowly by 1 degree. But that's not good enough. You want time to speed up just so the temperature can get above 32 degrees. It slowly starts to climb. 26 degrees, 27 degrees, 28. Still no change on the icy road conditions. 30 degrees, 31 degrees. Finally, it hits 32 degrees. The road still looks the same, but yet you let out a sigh of relief. We all know that after 32 degrees, whatever ice was on the road, it will soon begin to melt. Although 25 degrees is not far from 32 degrees, you understand that by making small changes in 1 degree increments, it can mean a lot. It can mean the difference between having to put chains on in the Rocky Mountains, or hopefully it has warmed up just enough to get through without having to bust them out. 32 degrees is not a whole lot different from 31, but the slow, gradual change up is what you want. Transformation happens in a slow, gradual change. Stop trying to have overnight success. Get that out of your head. Breakthrough happens from the result of all your previous actions. Bad habit results can lead to your truck engine blowing up on you, not doing routine maintenance, not doing proper daily inspections, running on cheap fuel all the time, and simply neglecting your truck can lead to a multitude of bad occurrences down the line. Good habits results seem like almost pointless until you look back and notice that your truck hasn't broke down as much as of lately. One thing you have to know for a fact, your truck will eventually break down. It's not a matter of if it will, but a matter of when it will. But the difference is the amount of money you are going to have to cough up. Take care of your equipment is going to take care of you. Progress takes time, energy, and discipline. I understand how frustrating it can be when you have to put in the work day after day, trying to stay consistent, and progress either slows down or plateaus. Either your money stables or starts to go down. You take 3 steps forward just to go back 2 steps. That's the challenging part, to stay motivated at all times and try to stay consistent whether we are moving forward or backwards. You feel like you're barely moving at all. No matter if the habits are good or bad, they are always delayed. That's why it's so hard to build habits that last for a very long time. After making a few small changes to our daily activities for 30 days, there are no results to show for it. We are going to feel like quitting. That is why tracking progress is extremely important. Tracking progress will show you if you are on the correct path. You have to keep up with your bookkeeping. That'll let you know if you're bleeding money or building up your savings account. Don't rely just on your mind to think that you have been making progress. You have to know where you are. You have to be able to see it on a piece of paper. Numbers don't lie. Your eyes and mind can be very deceitful. They'll usually see what you want them to see. Once that happens, it's going to be very hard to see it any other way. You have to be able to see the numbers. In order to create real life changing habits, you have to keep doing the same thing over and over again for weeks and months at a time. It has to be long enough that it doesn't feel like work anymore. You have to keep doing it over and over that your habits have now become normal. You have to break the plateau of feeling stuck, of not knowing what to do. If you haven't made a breakthrough on your daily good habits, you simply have not been doing them for a long time. Time is the main key ingredient in behavior change. If you find yourself having a tough time creating new good habits or breaking the old ones, it's not because you haven't done the necessary work to build yourself. It's often because you have not pushed yourself for long enough to break through the barriers. Complaining about not achieving your goals when you're working hard is like complaining about an icy road not melting fast enough. Going from 25 degrees to 32 degrees takes time. All that work that you put in while other truck drivers are slacking off is not being wasted. It is only being restored so the future can enjoy them. How does money show up in your bank account on paydays? By the work that you put in the last few weeks. All the ice on the road doesn't start to melt until it's 32 degrees outside. All the money that you have been working for doesn't get deposited until it's payday. When you finally create life-changing habits, people will be amazed at what you have done. They might even think that it was easy to do. Other truck drivers, your friends and family will only see what you have become, not all that time and energy that was required to put in order to achieve your newly found success. But you know deep inside that all that hard work that you did a long time ago is finally presenting itself. They will say you're lucky, but luck had nothing to do with it. Change can take weeks, months, and even years before you start to see a difference. That is the reason why so many drivers think that becoming an owner-operator is so easy. Mastery takes long time. In whatever field you want to pursue, with time, you will go through the trials and tribulations, through the hardships, pain, and stress. It doesn't get easier, you only get better. Don't wish for it to be simple. Work on becoming excellent, on leveling up your set of skills. As the saying goes, if it was that easy, everybody would become an owner-operator. That's what I love about the markets. Markets don't care about your feelings. It only cares about continuing and pushing forward for the better of itself. You can either buy a truck and ride the market as it goes up and down, or settle with having to work for somebody else. Those owner-operators who have decided to not better themselves end up failing and going back crying to becoming a company driver. These are the truck drivers you do not want to get advice from. During the downtrends of the trucking market, that's a good way to weed out all the owner-operators that decided not to look for ways to improve themselves. When the market is soaring and everybody's making money, nobody is panicking. But when it seems like the sky is falling, that's a different story. Only the paranoid survive. What you did during the good times of the market will show up during the bad times. Be the one that builds a brick company instead of a straw one that will get blown by the harsh downtrends. Search for owner-operators that have been able to weather the storm. If an owner-operator hasn't been in business since before 2020, I don't even want to hear what they have to say. They just haven't been in the trucking industry for very long. That's all. You can ask them questions, but I know to take everything they say with a grain of salt. It's like asking a person that just became a millionaire, how do you become a millionaire? Along their journey, they have acquired a certain set of skills that has made it possible for them to reach those heights, but the question is, can they maintain being a millionaire? Can they maintain being an owner-operator during the bad times? Can a new owner-operator survive when the rates get low? Just because you decided to become an owner-operator in the last few years doesn't make you an expert. Mastery requires time, purpose, and knowledge. As an owner-operator, you're going to find yourself in positions that you didn't even think were possible. If you're able to make it through to the other side, you have gained knowledge. The more time you spend in being an owner-operator, the more knowledge that you will acquire. Slow down, stop trying to keep up with the other owner-operators that have been in the business for longer than 5 years. How do you become a successful owner-operator? One day at a time, one decision at a time, one good habit at a time. You get what you put in. Time rewards those who have been disciplined with the money, with their actions, and those who have been able to build up a patience for when the times get bad. Quote, if you wait for the right time or the good time to become an owner-operator, you'll wait all your life. Fran Turkenston, modified by the Golden Trucker. Just woke up, 6 a.m., fixing to go check in. They say you are what you eat, so the question is, what exactly have you been eating? If you are interested in learning what type of material I've been feeding my brain, check out the book in the description that has inspired the making of this video.